Hello there, and welcome. This is the 10th episode of Reddit War Room, and today we've got Sandland. Hello, Sandland.
Hello.
How's it going, man? How are you?
It's going fine. I'm a bit drunk, so it's totally going to be going really good.
Awesome. I'm a little bit drunk as well, and I have to be quiet because I live with my mum. You wouldn't think that about a YouTuber, would you?
Probably no, I wouldn't.
Oh, God. Um, Explain the game we've got today.
This is a game that a guy called Nevix uploaded. Nevix is a 2v2 player, or mostly 2v2 player, that recently started playing 1v1, and he is currently up against Prosetti or yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's a level 19 dude, so he's pretty good at the game. And I believe Nevix is level 14 or something in 1v1, so he's had some games, but not all that many.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's a dude that's improving rapidly, and he's up against a hardened veteran pro in prosentti, I believe his name is. And we're on 5 seconds. Do you want to do the
Oh,
countdown, Sunland?
oh, I'm gonna unpause in 3, 2, 1. Unpause, 6, 7, and 8.
Yes. Time. So, we're on stuff. What do we know about stuff, Sunland?
Um, it's a bitch, to be honest.
It is, isn't it?
Really easy to get. It's really easy to get cut off from everything on this map,
You
from both sides.
pioneered in a bit of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of did. Um, Not starting from tournament positions as we are in this game. I was one of the first ones. I don't know if I were the first one, but definitely on live streaming and nearly beating Manchurian on live stream as well by going for a cutoff from this position on the American player by using the walls and a forward HQ right beside his base.
Nice. It's not often you see that. I've had this done to me, so on behalf of everybody that's had that done to them, I'd like to say fuck you.
Oh well, very welcome.
Okay. And
Then,
what?
then again, we can safely say that it's very easy to do from the tournament positions as well. Max Pies, I think it was, invented a strat where he just defensive bunker down, uses all the green cover those tree whatever they are give you, and then just one MG in the house, and it's basically GG right there.
It really is. And if you ever see this in auto match or in any game, really, the best thing you can do immediately is retreat every fighting man you have. Disregard capping, disregard anything else going on, because you have to fight the pin. You have to get rid of the cut-off. You have to flank that MG. You have to make sure it can't settle in, because otherwise you're screwed.
Well, I would say the best way to do it is to set up a massive flank. Like, don't rush it. Don't retreat everything back to your base, because if you do, you're gonna be really predictable in your flanks. You're only gonna have
True.
three ways to come from. So try and see if you can cap up the most important points on the map. Like, go for his cutoff points, and then start making a flank.
Okay. So, basically disregard everything I said. Listen to Sandland. Because he actually knows what he's on about. So, the bet.
I can only say that I've still lost to it countless times, especially against Tommy that did it way too many times against me in auto match. So it's not an it's not always the best way to go with.
Yeah. So, but it is good to try and be a little bit calm about it. But you can't delay too much, otherwise you're screwed. And we've got.
Basically, the best thing you can try and do is try and see if you can keep the +5 fuel. You've got two buildings that will give you shooting points at it. garrison those 2 buildings with NGs, a rifle, and keep them for as long as possible, so you still get some resources for flamers and bars or M8 or something.
Flamers, I think, are the most important resource against somebody that's using buildings to camp you and cut you off, especially against PE. It's understated how much you need to get those first 50 munitions sometimes.
That's very true.
MGs are very powerful on sturdy stuff, aren't they? There's a lot of, funnels into wide open spaces that the MGs can take advantage of.
Then again, it's such a big map with lots of flanking routes, so rifles are really good on this map as well. And I believe we're going to see that in this map, because right now we're seeing Prosentti keeping nearly all the fuel. Yes, Nevix might have won all the fights that they've had so far, but the rifles has just been able to run around the map and cap.
Yeah, they've been quite brutal trying. One of the biggest resources that Americans should try and get away from the Wehrmacht is obviously their plus 16 munitions. If you're in the south, it's a little bit more difficult to keep, isn't it, the plus 16 munitions? Would you say? I believe it is, because the northern munitions are slightly further away.
Well, I don't know really.
If you don't agree with me, it's fine to say you don't. I'm hardly an expert in this game.
No, I don't actually know, because I think it's quite easy to harass both of them, because North one is so far away from everything that it's really easy to just send an engineer up there and have him cab it. But the other one is so close to a house, so garrison this house with a rifle and
oh, I understand.
and you also deny the a passage to the plus 16 fuel.
So like a lot of things in Company of Heroes, it's not black and white. There's grey areas. So even if there's a distance difference, the fact that there's different types of cover and different scenarios, you have to judge everything on its merits. And you can listen to casts all you like, where people will say, black and white statements. Oh, you should never do this. You should do this instead. But that's never quite true. You should always try and judge things based on the merits. And that's why experience is the best thing. Pio down for the Wehrmacht player. Nice little bit of killage for the infantry.
What kind of strat do we have? We've got basic strat, doesn't we?
Yeah, Wehrmacht on the left, Americans trying to take the fuel, the Wehrmacht trying to deny it them on the right.
Slightly bigger tier 1 from Wehrmacht though. He's got 5 tier 1 units. 2 MGs, a sniper and 2 Volks. Versus 4 rifles and 2 NGs.
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time, isn't it? It's beautiful in a way. That's pretty much a very standard thing. Although you'd expect tier 2 is slightly quicker in most average games.
Well, I would say 5 tier 1 units is probably the new meta game, or have been for quite a long time.
Yeah, possibly.
Some even get 6. I mean, Alyaz was a huge fan of getting 6 tier 1 units.
He was even more sometimes, notably. But for a while, I think, even as little as time ago as about 5 months ago, I think 4 tier 1 units were standard. The Volks, MG Sniper, Sniper MG.
Yeah. Bit fun when you look back on it, because the very first standard tactic for Wehrmacht was Volk MG, and you basically never see that anymore.
You don't know, but people that rock that, the old school guys that'll come in auto match, can take people by surprise, and on longer especially, and the maps with big open spaces can really dominate quite quickly. It's all about mind games, isn't it? For example, the PE metagame, people expect the aim strong strat. So if you're a PE player and you do something completely controversial, you have a likelihood of winning sometimes in auto match.
Oh, Volk down.
Yeah, that was nasty.
That was a good mine. Did that. Mine did the pre-work, you could say.
Definitely.
Rifles just cleaned up. So yeah, mines win games.
Yeah, definitely. I always feel anxious when I see a mine go off and no units die, because I think I need to kill some units, so I rush to that area. Oh my god, Volks damaged heavily behind the green cover. Yeah, they retreat, but...
Oh, it's gonna be a nice flank on this MG, unless he he goes for the sniper. That's a stupid mistake.
Yep. 3 rifles are never going to take down a sniper that quickly.
Could have just gone for the MG. The MG's down to 1 man. It does have med pack pop, but it could have gone down.
Here's an interesting fact: if it pops medpack, it actually retreats a little bit slower. Apparently, I find that fascinating. Tommy told me that.
Oh, one more. I'm not sure if you know this, but if you uncloak your sniper before retreating him, he will run faster.
Oh yeah, I do know that, but I never do it. It's one of those things
No,
I only think
I-
once I've done it.
I've never done it either, but it's just like when you see a sniper in danger, you just go, oh fuck, retreat, and you don't think about uncloaking him first. M8's out. No, he's not going to drive straight into a mine.
Yeah, that would have been bad. It was. I fear using M8s on stuff sometimes. I'd never want to be too aggressive with them because there's so many good mine areas.
Yeah, I dislike using M8s on this map as well. This map is more of a tank depot map, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Only barely missing that mine. Damn. It's so easy to just go 4 rifles, cap the fuels, and yeah, you're most of the time you're going to be successful at holding the plus 16 fuel for at least some time. If you can do that, you can get a Sherman out really, really fast.
I like the Wehrmacht strategies of just holding the left and then building up pack and just letting the American have the fuel and building up counters to whatever they can make with that fuel. And if you just completely stop trying to cap it and negate the psychological impact of the American having a ridiculous fuel income, you can play the game differently. And you can sometimes tactically think, okay, well, as long as I counter whatever he can do with that insane fuel income, I'm fine.
I think my favorite strategy, if I don't do the base pin, or if I don't try and do the base pin, is basically just trying to hold the middle, press the sides. Because if he pushes into the middle, I'm going to be sure to push him back because there's so many buildings I can use. There's not a lot of flanking routes that I can't mine easily. So if I just hold the middle, whenever I push him back, I'll just go and cap the sides.
So, do you find yourself letting the American have that fuel for quite a long period, sir?
I try and avoid it in the early game, but if it's not possible, I will basically just try and cap the left.
In the late game, I think a lot of American players float all the fuel they have.
Yeah, in the late game, I don't really care all that much about the fuel, unless I need fuel myself.
Of course.
Munitions is way more important.
Yeah, munitions. It's crazy how much the importance of each resource differs throughout the game. Obviously, manpower is always paramount, but fuel and munitions kind of have trading roles throughout the course of a game sometimes.
I would say munitions for a Wehrmacht player is basically as important as fuel is going to be. I mean, you're always going to have enough fuel to go tier 2, and you're always going to have enough fuel to get vet 2. If you don't have enough munitions, you won't get any mines, you won't get any Shreks, you won't get anything. So I think, to be completely honest, I think munitions is of a bigger importance for Wehrmacht.
Well, munitions stops flanks because mines are the all important thing for a Wehrmacht player, in my opinion. So I think you've definitely got a point there. But yeah, the highly skilled prosentti American player, level 19, Ubermensch is really pushing out here. He's constricted the Wehrmacht to a simple cube in the bottom sector of the map.
Wehrmacht have managed to get tier 3 up though. Got no veterancy on any of his units, but he's got tier 3 up. I'm guessing he's making a boomer.
Yeah, he spent all of his fuel on tech. He has popping the Puma right now. Mr. Poo Poo
And
is
we've
rolling up.
and we've got a great wall of fire going on.
Great wall of wire, I like it. It's an interesting wall, isn't it? The M8 could just roll straight over that. Maybe a few mines would complement it.
It's kind of interesting how he didn't bend the victory point. Just went, oh yeah, sure, you can have the victory point. I don't care.
Yeah, and he can't access the green cover behind the truck himself, so I'm not a fan of that particular strand of barbed wire.
Doesn't really cover all that much flanking either, because they can just go by the fuel.
I think, to be honest, that constricts the Wehrmacht player more than it would the American. It's the exact opposite of what you'd want from barbed wire.
Well, I bet you we're going to see him drive through it with his Puma now.
Maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe it's for his sniper to stay behind so the sniper can't get flanked. I doubt that though. The Puma has been utterly ineffective. It's caused some retreats off the field. You can't put a price on that, but it has no kills so far. Do we have a doctrine choice for the American yet?
Oh, he's got 4 CPs, but no doc.
This is uncanny because our friend Nevix has exactly 4 CPs rather, as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they play the cards. You know, it's a game of poker.
In every game I've seen him play so far, he's gone stew. So it would surprise me if he doesn't go that. Or wait, he's gone defensive in some games as well, but I've never seen him go terror.
The thing is, as I'm following this play, you won't know how good your timing was there, but your timing was pretty fucking good. Because as soon as you said the word stew, he selected stew, and stew popped up on my screen. So, there you go.
Fucking amazing.
Dude, your game sense is incredible. Your timing is impeccable. You're like Muhammad Ali. Or some shit, I don't know. I'm a little bit drunk myself now. I'm 3/4 of the way through an entire bottle of wine.
Want to hear a sad thing though?
Okay.
I'm down to my last beer.
I thought you got a 6-pack out.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive. This is becoming Thirsty Thursdays in no time.
What can... Oh, wait. I think we lost a Gren somewhere. Yeah, we lost a Gren and this dropped Shrek on the ground.
Where is this Marvel?
By the +5 fuel.
Oh, I see it. Oh, damn. So the M8 must have done that work.
Yeah, it must have walked into a mine because there's a crater right next to it, and then the M8 finished it off or something.
Yeah, the M8 does have 4 kills at the moment, so I think that...
but not anymore.
Past tense needed.
I don't know what the American player's doing. He's got nearly 800 manpower, and he's now 800, and he's not spending it on anything. He's also got 112 fuel, 5 CPs, and he's not getting anything.
Unless you're Symbiosis, you're not allowed to do that.
Well, even Symbiosis would probably spend it on snipers, mortars,
Howitzer.
howitzer. Yeah, he could actually unlock howitzer right now and build it immediately. He could build 2.
Howitzer would be beautiful around that
2.
med bunker. Obviously, with a Blitzkrieg med bunker, it could go down to 1 howitzer if he was a little bit lucky.
And
oh my god!
Rifle down.
That's unreal.
Oh.
That is unreal.
That's something. Why does that never happen for my stews?
But that is unreal.
He just goes, good thing I've got 1,000 manpower, and he starts making a new rifle, and that's it.
Would you brag about that?
Oh wait. No, I would never brag about that. That's just stupid.
It is
going,
stupid.
oh yeah, I've got 1,000 manpower. Oh, he's building a tank depot now, and apparently we missed this, but he's got supply yard upgrade 2 as well.
Really?
So
That explains
rifle vet is going to be, yeah, insane.
Unreal.
Plus he's got 300 manpower income. You don't ever see that on an American player.
Alright, Sandland. Oh, let me just catch the engagement on my camera. There's a flank happening. Oh, no, that's fine. I need to pick your brain, Sandland. Because Armstrong said something to me that seemed a little bit controversial at the time. He said that he does not upgrade his supply yard.
Okay.
Just tell us all of your
can.
thoughts on that, because to me, he does have very logical reasons to them, and it does sound sound, but it's against everything I've ever heard before. So it kind of makes me question myself as a person.
Well, it's kind of understandable with Armstrong's gameplay. I mean, Armstrong doesn't rely all that heavily on his rifles. Armstrong relies more on Shermans and artillery and snipers, rather than on his riflemen. So his upkeep's not going to be, or his manpower drain is not going to be all that high compared to otherwise, and he's going to have more fuel to spend on his Shermans. However, in a normal American play, as we see right now, or in someone that relies heavily on rifles, fly yard upgrades are going to be essential for you to survive, because you're not going to be able to keep up the pressure unless you have it, and you're not going to gain enough veterancy.
That sounds a very logical deduction of why Armstrong would do that. But I must change the topic of the conversation. A Puma just survived 3 stickies and sustained ball fire whilst being on 5% health. Prosentti just caught a massive chunk of unluck. I just thought I'd point that out for the benefit of the cast there, because that was really unlucky for Prosentti.
Then again, he's got a rifle with a Shrek.
If you get some veterans, oh my god, that Stu is doing work. 17 kills at this point. That is unreal.
Right, it's been on for like 5 minutes. Max.
If the rifle hadn't retreated there, that would have been another full squad kill, guaranteed.
Wow, it's amazing. It's shooting at maximum range by the look of it.
Here comes the Hellcat. Is there a pack to watch over that particular angle? I don't think so.
Nope. But Hellcat's not going to be able to penetrate and kill it before the pack turns and the Stu backs out.
Exactly, it needs to get flanking on it to get on the rear armor. That is my favourite mechanic in Company of Heroes, by the way. I'm just going to state that now. I love assault guns, and I love the tank kind of the dance they do. You know, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, just until you see 5 M10s rolling up and just popping Allied War Machine, and oh wow, he starts attacking ground. Oh right, oh well, I better Calliope my own defense. So I get free ones. I watched a game of helping Hans play earlier today, and Hans was playing as Wehrmacht with Pepsi against 2 Allied players, an American and a Brit player. And the American player would just continuously run 2 or 3 M10s into his opponent. When they were nearly dead and the Wehrmacht player started to attack ground, he would just Calliope them, hit them back.
You know what Helping Hans is famous for saying, don't you?
Best my luck.
That. He did say that quite a few times today. He also says Allied War Machine doesn't work anymore. So
shut up.
He does. He said he's famous for it. So he got proven wrong today, because it does work. You just have to Calliope your own tanks.
Oh damn! Did you see that Shrek?
It
took off half health on the Stu. Fucking sticky finished off. Like Shrek hit at the same time as the sticky exploded. That was amazing.
I thought I was going to criticise Prosentti for sticky juices then, but no, fair dues, fair dues. What do I know?
Oh shit, dude! Have you seen the VPs?
Holy shice and Christ!
Yeah, I just noticed now. Down to under 50 VPs, 37 VPs, and we're 23 minutes into the game. This is bad.
This is bad. VPs are good, and not having them is bad.
Yeah, you want to keep some VPs. We've got Calliope unlocked, and got a Calliope instantly.
Excellent. I like Calliopes.
So we're gonna see Allied War Machine.
We're gonna see Calliopes. Maybe we'll see what we were talking about earlier. Oh my god, that's Stu.
Oh, that's Stu.
It's another Stu, this is.
Oh, yeah, new one. got stormtroopers with MP40s as well. I don't get why he would get MP40s on his stormtroopers.
There's no
Like,
weapons teams. There's no
there's no AT guns.
AT
There's
guns. Yeah,
no
that's what they're majorly
mortars,
useful for.
snipers.
They're losing territory.
That to me is just a a level 2 move. Not level 2, sorry, a 2v2 play move. Basically what he's doing is he's, getting storms because he knows they're good. However, they're not applicable to this situation. In 1v1 you need every unit you have to be applicable. You need it to be useful. You can't have any slack. In a 2v2 you're going to have a lot more variety of situations to play against. But in a 1v1 it's very specific to that engagement,
Yeah, especially since you've got no teammate to get the units that you don't have.
Exactly.
Like you will have to have AI, AT, RT or something self. You can't rely on anyone else to help you out.
Exactly, so with the upkeep cost and the reinforcement cost of stormtroopers armed with,
Oh, let's look at this wreck. Ah, bats. Just waiting for that one Shrek penetrate to kill the stew.
Yes. Those Vet 2 Shrek riflemen are gonna, oh my god, Hellcat down to Shrek fire.
And oh, he missed the Allied War Machine. Look, he popped Allied War Machine, spent
That is one of the
200
worst feelings.
munitions and didn't get a new Hellcat.
This Calliope barrage could make up for it, is it? Yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
Oh, sniper down!
Yeah, it's more than okay, there you go. So, that was good parity maintained. So these players are currently quite balanced against each other, except for VPs, of course.
Dude, how many units does Nevix have? Because we're currently on 5 units total
What?
for prosentti.
Well, we've got two assault guns, a Puma, a Volks, a Stormtrooper, 2 Flamer Bios, a Pack, an MG, and a Gren. So quite a few.
Yeah, we've got a Calliope, a Hellcat, 3 riflemen, and a Flame Bio.
Wow, that's not much. What's happened to Prosentti's preservation of units?
Well, he lost at least 1 rifle. He's lost his Hellcat. Then I guess he got that Calliope kind of early.
He does, however, have Vet 2 Panzerschreck riflemen. They're worth at least 3 units.
Yeah. Oh, and he's nearly got a free rifle from his med tent.
Exactly, so there's a unit in the bag. So we were wrong to write him off. The game is still up for grabs in a massive way. Not much minesweeper usage.
And the fact that Nevix is down to 26 VPs.
When you see a player down to that much, do you often think of making a checkmate and just going an all-in for 2 VP points and trying to cap them and keep them for as long as you can?
Not when they're on 26. On 26, I basically try and keep myself as calm as possible. Going like, okay, if I can get an advantage at any point in the game, I can end it. I don't need to rush it. However, if he's down to, say, 8 or 9 or something, I will try and rush it. But at this point, I would just stay as calm as possible and just think, alright, any point, if I can get an advantage, I can end it.
Definitely. The Calliope, I believe, is keeping him in the game at the moment. It's only got 7 kills to itself, but it's wiped out entire squads, I think 3, and it killed the sniper. That's been a difference maker for prosentti for sure.
Oh, drop bar.
We've got Tiger Tank unlocked, we've got 590 manpower, so he's going to have an answer to these Hellcats very soon.
This is the problem I see prosentti doing all the time. He's walking right into this MG. Yes, he did get the decap, but he's only going to bleed him one victory point. Going to be capped back. He's going to lose the rifle. If he loses the rifle in this, it's definitely not going to be worth it. And already now he's lost over 100 manpower by just trying to do this. And it's not going to pay off in the long run if he keeps doing stuff like this.
And also, he's not playing the probabilities right. I mean, I often think of Company of Heroes as a game of poker. You have to make wise tactical decisions based on the probabilities of certain events occurring and not occurring. So, you know, you've got a hand and you play it. He didn't play a very good hand there. He was against Volksgrenadiers with a one-man rifleman squad, and he was going to retreat them. It's not good.
Oh.
But this guy's level 19, so it sounds stupid for me to say that to him.
Well, people at that level make mistakes as well, and to be honest, you can't really go out from ladder level. I mean, just if you look by ladder level, I would be the best, one of the best players in the world, and that's not entirely true.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, I lose a lot to players like Devem, Alias, Simbai, Aimstrong, Tommy, and they're lower in rank than me.
Very true. The ladder system is quite flawed. Also, Company of Heroes, I must say, is as a spectator sport. You've got guys like Call Me Sarge that have cast the greatest games that we've ever seen. He's only a level 9 player. You can have knowledge of the game without being able to apply it yourself, I must say that.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at Fatal Scene. Sorry, that's an in-joke because we always try and diss each other.
Well, I know. Fatal Saint is horrible at Vico.
He
However,
kills
have
me in
you
every
ever-
game we've ever played, I must say.
Have you ever tried playing him in? Oh, he lost a bet. He lost Shrek.
What?
He got crushed. He got crushed by a stew.
Oh my lord. That's unreal. Stu's now
That's
paying
amazing.
the ultimate prize, but that is unreal.
Doesn't matter. If he can keep these rifles off this Shrek, it's gonna be It's gonna be worth it.
Oh, he did. He needs to pick it up immediately. So the vet 2, nearly vet 3 riflemen have gone down to a crush. That's unreal. We were too
Do
busy.
power crush, power slide. Oh man, you weren't around when stews could do power slides, were you? They can
No.
slightly do it now, but back in the day they could like power slide. So you would see people driving stews with massive speeds because they were faster or something back then, and then just sliding all over the riflemen. It was amazing.
I love the glitches you get in Company of Heroes. I hope Company of Heroes 2 is slightly flawed in a way, so it offers some of the neat little things we sometimes see.
Oh, I still remember when crocs were actually useful, and when you got a croc to vet 1, it would like become a NASCAR and just instantly kill everything.
Oh my
It was
god.
so awesome. It was like the best tactic was just us US to rush a croc and pray he didn't have stews or stogs.
Oh my god, it's crazy because we as Company of Heroes nerds put so much importance in this game, so to me, to hear the fact that the game was so different at a point is like some kind of weird wonderland. You know, it's like, wow, crocs were like
Yeah,
NASCARs at a point.
I must say, I wasn't very good back then. I was like a level 6 at that point, and I was yeah. Well, how old was I? I was 15, 14 years old at that time. It was like, oh yeah, this is a cool game, but I've got no clue how to play it.
Oh god. So you're basically a member of
Yes.
Krebs' target audience.
What?
You're a member of Krebs' target audience.
Yeah. Obviously, I love Krebs.
Oh yeah, me
Best
too.
cast ever.
Me too. So
No
yeah.
sarcasm at all.
We've got Prosentti. He's got a decidedly larger armor force, but it's completely zero event now, except for a flamer. That's not a good situation to find yourself in, even with a fair match opponent with 20 VPs.
Well, he's got 2 Calliopes, so if he can just keep up, not losing all that many rifles, and just keep artillerying his enemy, he's gonna be fine in the manpower war. Because he's not gonna lose anything by using Calliopes on stuff.
He's getting himself pinned though, he's getting a little bit desperate with these VPs. Like you said, sometimes it's better to be calm, cool and collected rather than, you know, splooge over the VPs.
one of the basic mistakes I see in yeah, I'm gonna say lesser players, but I could say
Improving
that
players
haven't
is
had.
the euphemism I use in this this series.
I would say players that haven't had that much experience against good players. So
Okay.
you could say, I mean, you can have a lot of experience playing against moderate players in auto match, but as soon as you start playing against very good players like Tommy, myself,
Alias
yeah,
Symbiosis, yeah.
all those tournament players. As soon as you start playing against them, it's not always that the things that you've learned in auto actually apply.
Yeah, it's crazy. You've got, and the way I see it, there's quite a few players like that. You know, your Pepsi's, your Inverses, Helping Hands is that fucking people respect those guys. I respect them. I look up to them. I think, oh god, these guys in auto match are crazy. But they kind of, when they come into a tournament game and they're against the guys that don't necessarily play auto match at the time, but do play the game and all full. Okay, full squad down. Yep, I'll shut up.
One nade. Shit.
That was unreal.
Yeah.
That was unreal. Let's take a moment to remember the fallen comrades in arms.
4 volts.
That's the beauty of popping nades this late in an engagement. The Wehrmacht hasn't been microing them at all in the game, so he's out of practice, and then that happens. And this Calliope's tearing shit up.
Anyway, you were saying about tournament shit.
Yes, I was. These level 16 players, when they come against tournament players, it can be different, and it can be a little bit soul-destroying for them. But can I tell you a secret? Aimstrong told me he has lost to the kind of level 16 players regularly when he smurfs, and it's not well known. Because there's no name value. They don't know they're against Aimstrong, so they play without a care in the world.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, because as soon as I see yeah, I would say that basically the players like Tommy, Malum, at least those two, and to some extent Cement, I have a really hard time playing against myself. Everybody else I feel fine playing against, but as soon as it's Tommy, Cement, Malum that I know have really strong Wehrmacht, I just can't play properly.
Yeah, drunkenly.
I rush my yeah, I'm not playing calm. I rush my positions.
Drunkenly, you said playing against myself there, but I think that was a Freudian slip because you said exactly what you meant, because you are playing against yourself psychologically. You're kind of doubting yourself and playing differently based on who you're playing, so that's really good. And that's exactly what I do. I think I could beat Crawler, who's only a level 14. Only a level 14, but I nearly beat him the other day, and I just kind of choked. It was awful.
But yeah, it's funny because as soon as you see that name and you know, okay, this is going to be a really hard game, it can go either way. Because as soon as you think, okay, this is going to be a really hard game, you're either going to concentrate a lot and play really, really well and completely obliterate him and going to be like, oh well, that wasn't all that hard, or you're going to rush your decisions and die horribly.
Most definitely. That is very well put. We've got Vet 2 Rifleman coming up. We've got an absolutely incredible engagement. I'm going to do one of those annoying things casters sometimes do, and that's give a slight panoramic of this battlefield, because the amount of craters, charred ground is absolutely unreal at this point. It's been an epic confrontation.
I must say, even though we haven't talked about it, this game has been quite epic.
It really has.
We've been on around 20 VPs for I don't know how long, and we're down to 19 at the moment.
He only managed to get one in all that time of fighting. It's looking ever so slightly.
I mean, for the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes, 15 minutes precisely, nearly, he has. Yeah, he's got him down 7 VPs.
Yeah, it's brutal, and he's just throwing these Vet 0 Riflemen into these VPs as hard as he can. But he's not... Yeah, he's sending out an engineer to the south. He really needs to do it in an organised way now. If he's going to try and... Ooh, hang on, my camera went crazy. If he's going to try and do it, he might as well do it properly. If he's going to go for the VPs, he might as well really organise it.
Yeah, one other thing is, it's all good that he got this cap on one VP, but if he's ever going to do that, he might as well have something set up, or try and defend this and have something set up to go and take one of the other VPs, because just capping one is not going to help him all that much.
He,
It's
just
gonna
as you
delay
say it,
his own decap, but yeah.
just as you say it, for the 17th time in this cast, he's capping the Eastern VP. So it looks promising. He's got a window of opportunity. He just needs to maintain the advantage.
Also, I would say he should have saved his Calliope barrage. Basically, this late in the game, when the Wehrmacht has got this little VPs, save your Calliope barrages for when he's capping.
Excellent
idea. You're gonna be really, oh yeah, the Wehrmacht player is gonna be really desperate for capping the VP, so he's gonna take stupid chances of actually getting the cap that you can capitalize on and get entire squads killed.
Do you think 2 Calliopes was a wise decision for Prosentti? Is that ever a wise decision?
I think it was a good decision, yes. But only if he had played for the very late game and he had played calm and collected. He didn't, or at least not at the moment. He's still trying to rush those caps. He lost a rifle at this plus 16 fuel because he tried to throw a nade to stop the decap. So all those kind of decisions is making it a bad decision to actually have gotten 2 Calliopes.
Definitely.
If he was gonna rush the VPs, I would much rather see him just get 2 more rifles. Because if you just get 2 more rifles, you're gonna have a lot more capping power. And even though it's gonna be a very bad decision in the late game, because it's going to be too much of a manpower drain, getting 2 more rifles for the capping power in that state of the game could have ended it.
It's incredible, the balance between... Common Heroes is my all-time favourite game, I must say, especially for multiplayer. The balance between VPs and the struggles that go on, the change in metagame, is incredible. And even players like yourself, the jaded old veterans, you must sometimes just think, oh, I spent my time well. You couldn't have picked a better game.
Oh yeah, I must say.
Bet 3 rifles.
This game, even though I looked at my Steam the other day and saw how many hours I've played.
Go on, tell us.
Big mistake, by the way. It's over 1,000. And then the worst thing hit me. Alright, I haven't had it on Steam this entire time, so I looked at my Xfire. And it's... yeah, if you count all Tales of Valor, Eastern Fronts, all those kinds of different EXEs that you can start it with, it's over 2,000 hours.
Come on, it must be more than that.
No, I believe it's around 2,400 hours or something. Over 6 years.
I think we're looking at 4,000, I reckon. I honestly believe you, but I think if you add up all the times that hasn't been recorded or something, I reckon you're looking at 4,000. Because I've only been playing this game properly for a year, and I'm already 1,000.
Well, but then you got to consider that there's been some times I've been online where I haven't had Xfire on or something like that, and the occasional times where you've just been idle in chat, left your computer for long times.
Okay, so I think that's probably a good evaluation actually. With the game, I think we're now seeing your man Nevix pretty much guaranteed to get the win at this point. And it seems crazy to say that at 13 VPs, but that's how Company Heroes works sometimes.
Well, he's got everything to counter Prosentti with. I mean, he's got 4 rifles, 1's vet 3, 2 vet 1, vet 0, and 2 Calliope's, 1 vet wet, 1 out. Against the Tiger, 2 Storms, 1 with Rex, 1 with MP. Oh no, wait, both with Rex now.
Yes, I think he's
Yeah.
got a bit of a mix there. Yeah. No, no, no,
All
no.
right.
Basically, this Hellcat's toast. Wait, every single Shrek missed? What?
If this would have been Hards playing, he would be going, "Where's my luck?"
Let's just talk about how ineffective the Stormtroopers have been now. They have, between them, they have 1 kill and 1 light vehicle kill. Sorry, 1 tank kill.
Yeah, I must say I don't like the Stormtrooper play in this game. I've been looking a bit over it. I mean, I've been not looking that much at the game, but the Stormtrooper play, I must say, have been kind of bad. Basically, I only ever want to use Storms if I'm up against either really heavy tank play that we haven't seen that many tanks, that it's been this necessary with all these many Storms, or if I'm up against a guy that will AT gun creep me. Because Shrek Storms are surprisingly good at taking out AT guns.
We just saw a last-ditched effort. He tried to cap the Western VP whilst under fire. He retreated, then Calliope'd it whilst trying to cap the Eastern VP. It didn't pay off for him, and he's now sitting on 12, and he's impotent, and he's getting desperate.
I've been desperate this entire game. As soon as Nevix hit 23 VPs, he hasn't once in this game started playing calm and collective. Just, all right, I gotta try and take some resources from him, or I gotta not lose units at this victory point. At least that's my opinion of what he's done wrong.
Definitely. So we've come away with complimenting Nevix, except for his terrible Stormtrooper play. And Prosentti, maybe we should link at him, but maybe this is one of his worst games. I mean, he is a level 19 player after all. Surely, you know, there's got to be a damn good reason for that.
By the way, I just noticed this now. Go look at the Puma. 1 Puma that's on the field.
Okay. 39 kills.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Yeah.
that is unreal. And do you know what? That is the Puma that was stuck on 5%. That is the Puma that I think it was 2 stickies and sustained bar fire for a very long time. Did not die. It got to 5% and it stayed there. So that's random number generator sometimes doesn't seem that strong, but if the unit survives the rest of the game, it's a butterfly effect. It can just affect the rest of the game.
Yeah. Alright, if I'm going to talk a bit about mistakes from Nevix as well, his early game was not all that good. He was pushed back really far, and it was all due to mistakes from Prosentti that he actually won. If Prosentti would have gone the more standard artillery from infantry, I think this game would have been long over, because he was pushed down into that little pocket on the left hand side just outside his base, and if you start artillerying that position, you're gonna hit a good target at some point.
Definitely. What about the doctrine choice of the American? Do you think armor was truly the way to go? Did he capitalize on it?
No. He never really got a good use out of it. I mean, the Calliopes were great, but it's nothing that Howie couldn't have done. I think Howie would have been better, and you would have gotten riflemen that could lay mines. You would have gotten off-map combat group that could give you those late-game manpower wins.
Definitely.
And it's cheaper.
It is. I must say, I've done very well with this cast because I think I'm really drunk, and I fear having to stand up.
Dude, you should see me right now. I am literally just about to run out to the toilet and take a piss because I've drunk
need
4
a wee.
beers. I've drunk 4 beers under this game.
I'm gonna say this though, chaps, and possibly ladies, who knows. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Send your replays in. If you've got a game that's as good as this and it's never been casted, like other casters haven't had a look at it, I'll have a look at it because I have no standards. No, I'm joking. I'll cast it. I'll get somebody on. Hopefully they'll be a little bit better than you, and we'll have a look at it.
No standards that goes within with women as well, right?
I wish. I've not had sex for a while, so I should probably start taking my own advice a little bit there. What was that noise?
That was a beer bottle
Oh,
or a beer can.
it was like the you hit a triangle or something, or a symbol you've got for somebody when they say they haven't had sex in a while. You hit a special instrument. Oh, never mind. Do you know what the funny thing is?
No.
That nobody ever listens to a YouTube cast all the way through. There'll be
Oh no.
So if there's 300 viewers, there's only about 17 people that ended up watching this to this point. And to you, I say this: you're very beautiful and
Handsome people.
handsome people. Thank you for listening to us. But go outside, fucking do something with your life. What are you doing? You're watching the fucking Company of Heroes cast. It's a 7-year-old game.
Oh wait, can I bash one person as well?
Okay.
Just before we end it.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck you, angry rhino. Fuck you, rhino.
Oh, thank you for watching, and goodbye.